what we expected to find on Mars versus reality. For decades, Mars existed in our imagination long before we touched its surface. We expected answers, confirmation, maybe even life. What we found instead was something far more unsettling. The gap between expectation and reality revealed not just the nature of Mars, but the nature of human hope when confronted with evidence. To understand why expectations about Mars mattered so much, we have to return to the era before data replaced dreams. Mars became important because it sat at the edge of possibility, close enough to study, distant enough to project hope onto. Every expectation we built revealed more about us than about the planet. The dreams we attached to Mars expose our deepest anxieties about Earth and our place in the cosmos. Early theories imagined Mars as a fading Earth, a world drying out, but still alive beneath the surface. Some expected vegetation that darkened with the seasons. Others believed intelligent life had engineered survival. These ideas were not absurd for their time. They were built on limited evidence and human optimism. The imagination filled gaps that instruments could not yet reach. When the first close images arrived, reality struck hard. Mars was barren, cratered, harsh beyond expectation. The canals vanished. The greenery disappeared. The dream collapsed in a single transmission. Mars was not a cousin world struggling to survive. It was a planet already past that struggle. The shock of that revelation reverberated through scientific communities and popular culture alike. Yet the disappointment did not end the story. It transformed it. Scientists began asking different questions. If Mars was dead now, how did it die? If it once resembled Earth, what went wrong? Expectation gave way to investigation. The failure of hope created space for understanding. As missions continued, reality grew more complex. Mars was neither alive nor meaningless. It was layered, ancient riverbeds beneath dust, chemical clues locked in stone, a planet that once worked, then failed. Reality did not replace imagination. It challenged it. Each new discovery added depth to a portrait that refused simplicity. And in that challenge, Mars became more important than ever, because what we expected to find shaped how we understood what we lost. As reality replaced expectation, Mars forced a recalibration of belief. The planet did not match our hopes, but revealed a deeper story hidden beneath the disappointment, one that unfolded slowly as data accumulated. Patience replaced urgency as the primary virtue of exploration. The surface told only part of the truth. Beneath the dust lay evidence of movement, energy, and time. River channels cut through rock. Minerals formed in calm water. Sediment layers built over ages. Mars had not always been hostile. It had evolved. That evolution mirrored processes familiar on Earth, but with outcomes profoundly different. This discovery reframed the earlier disappointment. Mars was not empty by nature. It was empty by process. Expectations of finding life gave way to the realization that life might have existed long before we arrived to look for it. The timing of our search suddenly seemed relevant in ways previously unconsidered. At the same time, the gap between fantasy and reality sharpened. Mars was far less forgiving than imagined. Temperatures swung violently. Radiation saturated the surface. Resources were scarce and difficult to access. The idea of easy survival dissolved quickly. Every measurement confirmed hostility. This contrast forced honesty. Mars was not waiting for us. It would not adapt to human needs. Any presence that would require constant effort, protection, and sacrifice. The planet offered no comfort. It demanded respect earned through understanding. Yet this harsh reality made Mars more valuable scientifically. It became a natural experiment preserved in time, a way to study planetary change without interference. Mars's past was intact precisely because its present was so unforgiving. The same conditions that made habitation difficult made research invaluable. The more we learned, the clearer the lesson became. Expectations had obscured understanding. Reality demanded attention, and Mars rewarded that attention not with life, but with insight. That insight proved more durable than any fantasy. The conflict between expectation and reality sharpened as humanity began planning to go to Mars, not just study it. Old dreams resurfaced, colliding with hard limits revealed by science. Mars was no longer a mystery. It was a challenge with known costs. That clarity both enabled and complicated planning. Early visions promised adaptability. Domes, green valleys, self-sustaining colonies. Reality dismantled those ideas piece by piece. The soil was toxic, the atmosphere unusable, radiation constant. Every element required intervention. Mars demanded total dependence, not independence. The scale of necessary infrastructure exceeded initial estimates repeatedly. This created a psychological conflict. We wanted Mars to be easier than Earth. We wanted it to offer reset, but reality refused to cooperate. Mars was harder, harsher, and less forgiving than expected. It did not offer escape. It offered exposure. Every flaw in planning became magnified. At the same time, abandoning the dream felt impossible. Too much effort had gone into reaching this point. Too much identity was tied to expansion. Mars became a symbol of progress we were unwilling to question, even as evidence challenged our assumptions. The momentum of ambition resisted the brakes of evidence. This tension revealed a deeper issue. Expectations shape behavior. When expectations are wrong, behavior becomes dangerous. Planning based on optimism instead of reality increases risk. Mars made that risk visible. The planet became a mirror for human tendencies toward wishful thinking. The conflict was not between humans and Mars. It was between imagination and evidence, between the story we wanted and the world that existed. Mars did not deceive us. We deceived ourselves by expecting it to be something it never was. That self-deception carried costs that accumulated with each unrealistic proposal. And as that realization settled in, the narrative of Mars began to change once again. Honesty replaced fantasy as a foundation for progress. The climax of expectation versus reality is not disappointment, but clarity. Mars did not fail us by being harsh. It succeeded by revealing truth without compromise. It showed us that progress built on illusion cannot survive contact with reality. That lesson extended far beyond planetary science. Once the fantasies fell away, Mars became something more important than a dream. It became a reference point, a place where physics, time, and consequence speak louder than hope. The planet forced humanity to confront the limits of imagination when it is not grounded in evidence. That confrontation proved uncomfortable but necessary. The resolution is quiet but decisive. Mars does not promise comfort, abundance, or easy survival. It promises honesty. Any future there will be earned through discipline, restraint, and respect for reality. Nothing else will last. The terms are non-negotiable. In that sense, Mars gave us exactly what we needed, not what we wanted. It stripped away illusion and replaced it with understanding. And that understanding reshapes how we approach not just space, but our own world. The lessons learned at Mars apply wherever hope exceeds evidence. Mars was never meant to fulfill our expectations. It was meant to correct them. That correction continues with every new observation, every refined measurement, every recalibrated model. The planet teaches through contradiction, offering clarity only to those willing to abandon assumptions. The journey from expectation to reality is not complete. Mars still holds secrets that current instruments cannot access. But the framework has shifted permanently. No longer do we approach the planet hoping it will confirm our dreams. We approach it seeking whatever truth it offers, regardless of comfort. Subscribe to join the journey. What we